Hi, how are you? My name is Houston and welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well. I hope your August is off to a great start. One thing that I am enjoying right now, really enjoying actually, is the audiobook version of How to Think Like Socrates by Donald J. Robertson. Donald Robertson also wrote another of my favorite books called How to Think Like a Roman Emperor. And it's all about Marcus Aurelius, his thoughts and his life growing up and just how he became who he became. And what a surprise there, me talking about Stoicism, talking about Marcus Aurelius. Wow. There's this quote from the Socrates book that, there are many quotes that I've been writing down and thinking about, but there's one specifically that I want to share, and it's how are we to remember who we are when throughout our lives, powerful and often eloquent voices are trying to convince us that we are someone else. That's one of the great struggles of this day and age, isn't it? There seems to be a crisis of meaning. Like, you will ask people who they are, and they might tell you, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, but really who you are has to be based off your character, right? I'm an honest person. I'm a virtuous person. I'm a kind person. I'm someone who helps others. Those things are divorced from things that take up a lot of our time, like our jobs, like our occupations. And it's really easy to identify yourself with those occupations or with those hobbies. Whereas your hobbies can definitely play a part in who you are, but really your character and your actions say a lot more about you than who you are, because there can be great doctors and there can be evil doctors. So yeah, that's one that I've been thinking about a lot. But let's get into the game, because Battlefield 6 is here. Well, the beta at least. And it's not that bad. You know, I would go so far to say that the Battlefield 6 beta is actually great. What the fuck? You really can't make this stuff up. But I assume the number will drop pretty fast. I forgot that the open beta started, what was it, today or yesterday? Great news on the running side of things. I did a 20-mile run this morning. Before I started recording this video, it was definitely catching up to me a little bit, because I was getting pretty sleepy, dude. I was ready to just knocking out, which isn't totally uncommon. I have definitely done that before, where I'll just be, you know, sifting through YouTube, and then all of a sudden I'm just leaning back in my chair, slowly closing my eyes. It's great. It was supposed to be a sort of workout long run where I go miles 1 through 12 at like recovery standard long run pace, and then kick it up to a little bit slower than race pace, so probably like, I don't know, like 7:45, 7:30 for miles 12 through 18, and then recovery pace for that last 2 miles. A friend who I haven't seen in a while hit me up a couple days ago and was like, hey, Saturday, do you want to run 12 miles? And he's been getting into running since January. So I was like, yeah, sure, man. Why not? So I ran to the place where we were going to run, which was like 4.7 miles. And then we ran the 12 laps around this lake loop that is here in like northern Seattle. And then I just ran back. So that was like perfectly just a little bit over that 20 miles. I got a little bit of soreness in the shin area on my left side, but overall I am super excited that I can run 20 miles without any pain in my original injury spot in my hamstring, or in the new spot that was bothering me. Like, I was a little bit worried about my Achilles for quite a long time. And by quite a long time, I mean like a week, because that feels like an eternity when you're nursing an injury. It is so interesting how when you start to strengthen certain, even just small areas that you've neglected, and you really pay attention to volume and increasing mileage and just like overall work capacity in small amounts, it's incredible how the body can adapt. Of course, it's not some crazy idea to say, wow, the body can get stronger, the body can get faster, it can heal. I mean, that's just what it does. It's just so great how you can feel the same way about your body that you feel about your mind when you learn something new. Like everybody has those moments where you don't understand something, and then all of a sudden, like the flick of a switch, you understand it. And it's amazing how it's impossible to tell when that moment will be or like why it actually happened, but when it actually does happen, it's such a wonderful feeling. To me, that's a very similar feeling to the athletic side of things, or just the physical side of things. And you could feel that when just doing like standard strength training, like weightlifting, like for instance, like a barbell bench. You could be starting at, I don't know, like maybe just benching the bar, or benching you know, a little less than 135, and that first time you put those two 45-pound plates on the bar, or you know, one on each side, and you bench 135 for the first time, which, you know, to people that lift a lot, that's not a lot, but to some people that is a lot, and that's what matters, right? It's all personal. You should compare yourself to your past self, not other people out there. It's such a wonderful feeling, and it's a feeling that I want every single person to experience. I'm gonna be honest, I played this for like an hour last night, and it was fun. Battlefield is a game that is so good when you are playing with other people. Of course, it's very difficult to record a video and to, you know, commentate like this when I'm playing with other people, but it is really tailored to the group experience. I didn't get the chance to like mess with my classes or anything like that too much. I spent a ton of time going through all of my settings though. I needed to turn off voice chat though, because me and my friend Curtis had open mics on, and we were doing like the in-world, oh, the search stopped. We were doing the in-world directional mics, and it's funny because like if you're next to each other, you hear each other clearly as if you're speaking to one another, but if you get far away from each other when you're talking in game, you can still hear each other, but their voice and your voice slowly transition to like being over comms or being over a radio. The sound mixing is kind of shitty, but it definitely adds to the experience of like being in a war zone. Dude, that is fantastic. The first death being from a tank is, there's nothing more Battlefield than that. Based off my limited play time, I think this game's in a pretty good spot, especially for it being a beta. It feels really good. I know that there are some like frame rate issues and just like overall performance issues that some people are experiencing. I'm not really getting them. My settings are fairly low, so I would hope that my performance is at least decent. I don't know where I'm going. Okay, wow. That's the first time anything like that has happened. Dude, you really can't make this stuff up. That's awesome. Other than that, though, the game feels good. It feels smooth. The gunplay feels good. I keep forgetting that there's no tac sprint. Like, I didn't read that about the game before it came out. I gotta say, it is interesting playing an FPS after just not playing them at all for, God, like 6 months. Oh my God. And doing stuff like that where I am trying to challenge groups of people with a sniper where, you know, headshots are paramount. And obviously my aim is like not what it used to be, because I'm just not used to playing FPS. Bro, I've been playing Yakuza. I've been playing Wu Chang. I've been playing I spent like 60 hours playing Death Stranding 2. Excuses though, right? What I need to do is just sit in this tank with my teammate. One thing I am sad about, which I hope they add to weekend 2, or maybe, you know, maybe they'll add it to this weekend, is that there's no rush. Because rush to me, like I said in that Wu Chang video, rush is like the peak Battlefield experience to me. Dude, I am horrible. I'm scared. What is that guy doing? Even if I'm not really performing that well in this game specifically, I am having a pretty good time. This game feels more arcadey than Battlefield normally does, but it doesn't feel as arcadey as, say, Call of Duty. It still has that groundedness that the series has always had that like makes me think of Battlefield. I'm curious to see what the devs do when it comes to, you know, just balancing weapons and creating a game that is, or that has like a proper amount of longevity. Because of course, like there are so many people that are probably playing this game right now because Call of Duty maybe isn't in a great space. I mean, well, that's literally me. And of course, like I said, I've just been playing other games, but I think it's fair to say that Battlefield has like a real opportunity here to pull a lot of Call of Duty's player base away because people are just tired of a lot of Activision shit. Oh my god, jump shots are not possible. They're not a thing. The FPS genre needs honest competition though. Like, people should be able to be like, oh, you know what? I don't want to play Call of Duty today. Like, both games are good, but I just don't want to play Call of Duty. I want to play Battlefield today. Like, I feel like that's how it was with Apex for a while. But you know, I don't hear about anybody playing Apex now. When it comes to the fun of FPS games, I think that a lot of people are just craving some change, and DICE has an opportunity here to again help a lot of people make that transition, and hopefully they just don't mess it up like they did with 2042, because Jesus Christ, that was a colossal fuck up. I feel like them stripping away tac sprint and sort of like going back to a little bit more of a bare bones approach is part of what made part of what makes this game so much more appealing, at least to me, because like I've said before, like, you can have good engaging gameplay without everything being extremely fast, and I think that that's something that a lot of people have fooled themselves of over the past couple years with games like Call of Duty. At least overall, like, I know I'm not really saying all that much or anything like special, but this just makes me excited as somebody who is just really burnt out with the whole Call of Duty experience, especially Warzone. And like, that's a whole other thing too, because if they can make something fun happen with the battle royale side of this game, then that's a whole other can of worms that could be extremely fun and completely upset the balance of the FPS space. The BR space definitely needs something that's more exciting right now. I'm kind of short on time right now, but I just wanted to get on and play this game a little bit and just kind of give like a couple, like, I don't know, just initial thoughts on the beta. I'll be playing it a little bit more over the weekend, and hopefully I can get some more time in, or enough time in, to have a proper review out in some way. As always, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. These are exciting times. Just always something good and great coming out of the gaming space. What a wonderful defeat. Have you played the beta yet? Are you gonna play the beta? How you feel about Battlefield? I'm a sleeper Battlefield fan, and I'll throw that out there. I mean, 5, goated. I love 3. I love 4. They lost me here or there. I did enjoy 1 though. I'm curious what like other people think of this series as a whole, or if it grabbed them and they dropped it, and then it grabbed them again, and maybe this is the game that grabs you again. So yeah, as always, I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.